This is a microphone check. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay Cicero. I'm the president and CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and the New Orleans Super Bowl 59 host committee. Let's give a little round of applause for the Kinfolk Brass Band. Today we've got Ms. Gail Benson, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, Mayor LaToya Cantrell, Peter O'Reilly from the NFL, Marcus Brown serving as our chair of the Super Bowl host committee, Walt Leger, the president and CEO of New Orleans and Company, and we have a number of great media here today. Thank you for attending again. Because this is our 11th, record-tying 11th Super Bowl, we have tried to figure out a long time ago, what are we going to do a little bit differently than we've done in the past? And so we have such a unique culture here in New Orleans. That was a natural for us to promote to the world. But this history of Super Bowl in New Orleans is really something that we've leaned into. And if you saw what we call pillowcases as you walk in the door, you see a little bit of feature from each one of the past 10 Super Bowls that we've had. So to highlight the past 10 Super Bowls and the history of Super Bowl in New Orleans, we have a little scissor reel for you.
I don't need to tell you that Super Bowl in New Orleans are synonymous. A match made in football heaven. We put our stamp on the game and headline the early days of the halftime show. Super Bowl IV, our first Tulane Stadium. Back 2 seasons later for Super Bowl VI, man in a fedora, Dallas takes down Don Shula's Dolphins. Super Bowl IX, fresh off the immaculate reception, steel curtain rolled in and rolled over the Vikings. Super Bowl XII, first Super Bowl in the Dome, first Super Bowl played indoors, and the first in prime time, Dallas downs Denver. Super Bowl XV, who can forget Al Davis? Just win, baby. Plunkett on a straight drop back. Super Bowl XX, the Bears, the Shuffle, nominated for a Grammy. Maybe winning the game in this music city was destined. Super Bowl XXIV, Montana and Rice lead the 49ers to the second straight championship. Super Bowl XXXI, Favre and the Packers bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Title Town.
This is what it's all about. Winning a championship, the greatest moment of your life.
Super Bowl XXXVI. Everything changed after 9/11. We were united in the Dome, around the city, and across the country.
Patriots have won Super Bowl 36.
Super Bowl 47, Baltimore, the Brothers Bowl. Jacoby Jones.
Past the 50, and he is flying. The Super Bowl belongs to Baltimore.
I want to thank the city of New Orleans for what is just a spectacular way to celebrate. I've never seen anything like it.
10 Super Bowls in the books. Next up, 59.
Now I'd like to introduce someone who is our owner and governor of the New Orleans Saints, and without whom we would not be here today. Thank you for her leadership, her community standing, and everything she does for this city and this state. Ms. Gail Benson.
Thank you, Jay, and welcome everyone to Super Bowl week. After more than 6 years of hard work and preparation, countless hours of work by our host committee, volunteers, government, and business leaders, the moment we have all been anxiously awaiting is finally here. On behalf of our city, state, and region, I am so proud to welcome the NFL, its partners, the Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, and their fans to New Orleans for Super Bowl 59. We cannot wait to show off all New Orleans has to offer and make sure all our guests leave well-fed, well-served, responsibly, of course, and full of incredible memories that will stay with them forever. While our community is not new to hosting major events, including our record-tying 11th Super Bowl, the size and scope of the event has changed significantly over the years, and it could not happen without complete coordination, cooperation, and collaboration between the league, our New Orleans Saints team, host committee, local and state government, and all the people who take part in making sure this is the safest, most enjoyable, and most memorable Super Bowl ever for our guests, participating teams, and league partners. First, I would like to thank our Commissioner, Roger Goodell, for all he has done to support our preparations and planning since the game was awarded to New Orleans in 2018. Roger has always been a champion for the city of New Orleans and played an integral part in helping the Saints return to New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina and making certain we were not only able to get the Super Bowl up and running again, but to make sure the full power of the NFL and its media partners were engaged to announce to the world New Orleans was alive and well and open for business when we took the field that memorable Monday night when Steve Gleason blocked and punt against Atlanta that nobody in this city will ever forget. I would also like to thank Peter O'Reilly, who leads the NFL's Super Bowl efforts and so much more, and his team for years of incredibly hard work to make this game happen. Peter is truly a partner who answers every call, every text, and has always put the best interests of New Orleans first every step of the way. As we celebrate hosting Super Bowl 59, I, of course, must acknowledge the incredible dedication and work of our host committee and the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and its president and CEO, Jay Cicero. Jay has led more host committees than he probably cares to admit, and he has always done it with class and integrity, and we are incredibly appreciative of Jay and his Sports Foundation staff for doing the hard work over many years to make this week possible. As you all know, our host committee is led by Entergy's Marcus Brown, who has been an unbelievably engaged, thoughtful, and passionate leader of this effort. We could not have asked for a better chair of the host committee. Although I am confident if he had known how much work it would be, he might not have accepted. We are forever grateful that you did, and that our friend and partner, Entergy's CEO, Drew Marsh, who has not only generously supported the host committee as a founding member, but has also been very understanding of the demands we have made on Marcus's time. In addition to Entergy, I would like to thank our other founding partner, Chevron, and all our partners for supporting this incredible undertaking, both with financial support and with hundreds of volunteers who serve as leaders of our various committees, ambassadors, and event staff. In addition, I would like to thank our local state government, law enforcement, and other agencies for their participation in hosting Super Bowl 59. Throughout the planning and execution of this event, political party, parish lines, or who gets the credit have never once been a consideration for our elected officials and government agencies. Everyone has been in lockstep every step of the way and proved that people will always be more important than politics in our state. When the game kicks off on Sunday, it will take place in the spectacular, newly renovated Caesars Superdome, which has been truly transformed in partnership with our state and the LSED. We greatly appreciate what we have accomplished together and look forward to continuing our partnership and hosting many more Super Bowls together. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, who has been fully committed to providing every resource at his disposal to support Super Bowl 59. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Benson, for those kind words. You are truly an amazing ambassador for not only the city of New Orleans, but the great state of Louisiana. Honored to be here today to welcome everyone to the state of Louisiana. There's truly no place like New Orleans anywhere in the world. And I'm sure Super Bowl 59 will go down in history as one of the greatest games ever played and the greatest Super Bowl week ever. I want to thank the NFL for their commitment to Louisiana for a record-tying 11th time hosting the Super Bowl here. And it will be an unbelievable event. I'm also glad, and I want to thank the Convention Center for allowing Louisiana seafood to come in to be shared with the Media Center all week this week. Our seafood is something we're very proud of. I've also got to thank Marcus Brown, the chairman of the Super Bowl Committee, the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Sports Foundation, the host committee, Governor Landry, and all the men and women in law enforcement that are going to make sure we have a safe week here in New Orleans. So I wish everyone an exciting time here in New Orleans. Have a great time and enjoy the Super Bowl. And now I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Cantrell of the great city of New Orleans. Thank you.
Well, good morning. And I will say welcome back to the city of New Orleans. We are so proud and so prepared to host Super Bowl 59. You know, things just don't happen just because. It takes people who are your biggest asset. Leaning on in, you heard from our infamous owner, Gail Benson, of course from the Lieutenant Governor, but also from our host committee, Jay Cicero, the foundation, you'll hear from many more leaders. But what I want to say this morning is our biggest asset are the people of this city, those who have tirelessly leaned on in to ensure that we were ready and that we are ready to host Super Bowl 59. The thousands of city employees, even layered with employees at the state of Louisiana, our public safety officials from every single way, from local, state, and federal partners. We're all committed to ensuring that we have a beautiful and an exciting Super Bowl week here in the city of New Orleans. We know that we're built to host. We know that we're second to none when it comes to our culture and just the magic that this city has to offer. So it is my opportunity, but really my privilege and pleasure now to introduce Mr. Peter O'Reilly. And I have to say, the NFL was unshaken, standing with the city of New Orleans after January 1. And the first comment made to me from the NFL was that they wanted to make sure that the soul and the spirit of New Orleans was unshaken as well. And so I want to say thank you, because the focus was on this city, her people, but also recognizing that when we come together, we're stronger together. And so let this be a real testament, not only of our faith, but how we are stronger and united in ensuring that Super Bowl 59 will be the best ever. And it is my hope that we get Super Bowl sooner than later, once again. So Peter, come on up, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. Very well said, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. On behalf of the NFL, we are thrilled to kick off Super Bowl 59 week here in New Orleans, here in the state of Louisiana. We could not be more excited. The Kansas City Chiefs are on the ground here. The Philadelphia Eagles are here. The Vince Lombardi Trophy is here. It came in on a traditional New Orleans second line into Jackson Square last night, into a beautiful projection show on the St. Louis Cathedral. So we are ready to roll. We are ready to roll, and we could not be more excited. But none of us would be here without the people behind me on this stage. That's why we're here. Each of them, New Orleans and Company, Marcus is chair, Mayor, thank you, Lieutenant Governor, Governor Landry, Jay and the host committee, and certainly last but not least, the New Orleans Saints, Mrs. Benson, her leadership, her impact across the league, and also across this city and this state, and the rest of the leadership of the New Orleans Saints sitting down here to my right. We are so grateful, and we want to do right by this city and this state in this record 11th time Super Bowl. We got a great matchup. As Mrs. Benson said, we've got a great stage, a beautifully renovated Caesar Superdome. This is our biggest stage, and we're going to shine a big spotlight, a big global spotlight on it in every way. But it's not just about Sunday. A lot of focus on Sunday. It's about this week. And our focus, and everyone behind me's focus, is making this week as accessible as possible. It starts tonight at the Caesar Superdome with Super Bowl opening night. Some may not know what that is, but we hope to have 30,000 fans in there at this event that's very accessible, a $20 ticket to set the tone for the week. The teams will be there, the media will be there, a really engaging event. So that event kicks off the week, and then Super Bowl experience right here at the Morial Convention Center kicks off on Wednesday, and that's our theme park, a chance for fans to come together. Again, $20 ticket, kids 12 and under free, to experience the Super Bowl, even if you're not able to be in the Dome on Sunday. So many other great events throughout the week. Super Bowl Soulful celebration at the Mahalia Jackson on Wednesday, Taste of the NFL at the National World War II Museum on Saturday, and on and on. So it's about the week. It's also about the legacy. What goes and lives on well beyond the final whistle on Sunday. And the partners behind us have come together with the NFL to make sure that the impact goes well beyond. There are 40+ community impact events this week in New Orleans, focused on youth, focused on volunteerism, focused on sustainability. We've partnered with the people behind me, the city and the host committee, for our NFL Source program, bringing local, diverse small businesses into the Super Bowl ecosystem in really powerful ways, more than 225 local businesses. We're proud of that effort. And ultimately, we want to be authentic to New Orleans, and probably no greater representation than that logo that will be seen everywhere. That was designed by Queen Taj, bead by bead, to represent this city. The first time that someone other than an NFL creative director designed our Super Bowl logo, and it's my favorite ever. It represents this city and its authenticity. It's part of the theme art. It's up on buildings around the city, and that's about being authentic to this city. And then bringing that to life in powerful ways. We've got incredible entertainment. Yes, we've got Post Malone performing on the YouTube Super Bowl tailgate stage. We've got Kendrick Lamar joined by SZA in the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick had a big night last night. But importantly, we are bringing to the fore New Orleans and Louisiana music in big ways. That's what pregame will be. Lettucey singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. Trombone Shorty and Lauren Daigle singing America the Beautiful, an incredible rendition. John Baptiste singing the national anthem. And then an opening ceremony we haven't talked about much that will be a tribute to New Orleans, its culture, its music, its vibrancy. And as the mayor said, our goal as a league is to showcase the resiliency of this city, the resiliency of this country, and do that in powerful ways. And we're honored to do that, and we hope to do right by everyone behind me here. So we are ready to roll, and it's now my honor to hand over to someone who's been with us on this whole journey, the chairman of the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee, Marcus Brown. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, and good morning to everyone. I want to commend Peter, you and your team, highly professional, extremely efficient, and thoughtfully empathetic when it comes to working with your NFL communities. It's been a pleasure. Now, Entergy, as the only Fortune 500 company headquartered in New Orleans, and one of only 2 in the state of Louisiana, we are very mindful of our responsibility to help position all of our communities for long-term success. We have done this for more than 100 years, and we remain committed to this responsibility, especially here in the city we call home. Entergy is proud to serve as a founding partner of the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee. Serving as founding partner aligns with one of our most important objectives, creating value for our communities by partnering in economic development, corporate social responsibility, volunteerism, and advocacy. I'm sure you can appreciate that hosting the premier sporting event in America and one of the biggest events in the world is no small task. So I want to recognize and thank the entire team at the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, the Entergy team, and the corporations and the many volunteers from across the state for being responsible stewards of Super Bowl 59. Their hard work and dedication to planning many of this week's events will prove to be vital in making Super Bowl 59 an incredible experience for everyone. Finally, I want to personally thank the people on this stage for their focused commitment. Ms. Benson, for continuing to be the heartbeat of our city and state. Lieutenant Governor Nungesser, for you and the state, for the work that you've done in supporting us, but more importantly, for your vision to elevate the state's economic development focus of this event. Mayor Cantrell, to you and your team, for never taking your eyes off the prize, despite the many challenges that have been thrown your way. And of course, Peter, Walt, Jay, all of you, thank you for your leadership and your enthusiastic support. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Walt Leger, President and CEO of New Orleans and Company.
Good morning. Welcome to New Orleans. Marcus, thank you for the introduction, and thank you to Mrs. Benson, Lieutenant Governor Nungesser, Mayor Cantrell, Peter, and Jay for inviting New Orleans and Company to express a few messages of welcome this morning. All the stretching has been done. All the pregame warm-ups have been complete. It is now time for the city of New Orleans to perform. And it couldn't do that without everyone on this stage and many others in this room on an incredible team representing the city of New Orleans. It's our honor at New Orleans and Company, on behalf of our 1,100 members and the 85,000 people who work in the industry to welcome the world to our city this week, to have invested in and worked alongside the host committee, as well as leaders from the state and Governor Landry's office, in Lieutenant Governor's office, and of course in the mayor's office, and so many others to get our city prepared. The world is at our doorstep. Caesars Superdome will be the world's living room for Super Bowl 59 in just a couple of days. We've been preparing for this event for over 6 years now, closely working with the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. Jay and your team is simply sensational, and to both you and the entire staff at the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, I know our team says thank you. Of course, to the Saints and their team as well, Mr. Hales and Lauscha and Benson, as well as so many more who have made these days possible. And here we are, ready to roll out the red carpet to the world. Indeed, as we say at New Orleans and Company, this is one of the most special cities on the planet to live, work in, visit, and invest in. Everyone is truly welcome here. We live by that mantra and that welcoming spirit that will be on full display across the community, our city, in our hotels, in our restaurants, in music clubs, in shopping corridors, in galleries, indeed in our own homes. As we say to everyone, New Orleans is built to host. Thank you to the NFL for your continued confidence in our city to host this event. We believe we do it like no other city. No other city sounds like the city of New Orleans. No other city tastes like the city of New Orleans. And no other city is as welcoming, as remarkable, or as unique as our city is. I want to also thank the team and the staff at ASM and at the Superdome, as well as here at the Convention Center, for opening their arms to the world as well. And a tremendous thank you once again to our constant partner, the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, who we've worked with over the years to bring numerous championship events to our city. When we compete together, we win together, and as a city, we are all champions. I join our community in being a proud New Orleanian and Louisianian, and in less than a week, this city of champions will crown the next champion of the NFL, the next Super Bowl champion. And guess what? Right after that, we can get ready for the next one. Thank you. With that, I bring up Jay Cicero. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Walt. I appreciate all the kind words that everyone said about the Sports Foundation and our staff. I think they have done an incredible job. We have 16 working committees that Marcus appointed the chairs of, and over 1,500 people working on those committees, plus another 4,000 volunteer ambassadors that will be spread throughout downtown, at the airport, and at special events all week. I'm not sure I could say much more than what's been said today, except that there are some special events that are free to the public this week that the host committee is throwing. Well, one private one is our media party tomorrow. I know all you guys want to go to the media party. It's at Mardi Gras World, and it starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow, so it's within walking distance here tomorrow evening. I think you all will love that. But a couple of other public events that we're going to really be pushing is on Friday and Saturday, there's Louisiana Culture Fest down at the French Market at the other end of the French Quarter. We encourage you to experience all the Louisiana cultures together, the music, fun, pageantry of that area, and a lot of food, of course. And then Saturday morning at 10 a.m., we're going to have the first ever New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee Parade. It'll be from 10 a.m. to noon, starting in the French Quarter and rolling through up Borger Street, ending on St. Charles Avenue. There'll be very unique Super Bowl themed floats from Super Bowl sponsors and very unique throws. It'll be broadcast nationally, and we're really excited to be able to have an element of our culture that has been used in some ways but never been fully taken advantage of. So it's just something we're very proud of. And look, it's a full-blown Mardi Gras parade. It's going to be fantastic with all the marching bands and the dancing groups and everything else in between. And so Todd Graves is serving as our king of this Mardi Gras parade. He is bringing a ton of celebrities with him. There's all kinds of celebrities that are going to be on the floats. There are going to be a lot of our Impact 59 recipients that will be on the floats. And so we're very excited about that, some new elements that we're happy to bring here. But we hope to see you all at the media party tomorrow night, again at Mardi Gras World, 7 p.m. to 11. If there's anything that we can do to make your life easier, we're here to serve. We're here to make sure that you guys have a great time and do what's great. So this is, as everyone said, 6 years lead up to this point, a lot of work in the last 2 years, of course. And so now it's time to let's go and let's get it done. And that's our theme. It's what we do. So now let's just do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for attending this Super Bowl.